Welcome back to the channel, everybody. If you guys watched the last video, you know that we attempted to solve the oil pressure issue here in the Camaro, and we installed a windage tray in the oil pan, and it seemed to help a little bit, but not enough to solve the issue, which is basically at higher RPM, around like 4,500 RPM, we begin to lose oil pressure pretty quickly. And I was hoping the windage tray would be the fix-all, but obviously it's not. So now we're going to move on to probably what I should have started with in the first place, but we're going to add more oil into the actual engine here. And it's just a 5-quart oil pan, so 4 in the pan, 1 in the oil filter there. But I just put 1 extra quart in. That's what a lot of people recommend online. I brought another half of a quart to add in if we're feeling real crazy. If not, if this doesn't seem to help it, then we will come back and take out 2 quarts. So then we're a quart low basically, and see if that solves any of the issues. But I'm gonna go ahead and fire this thing up, and we'll hit the road again. Miles an hour, just under 2,000 RPM there. 3rd gen Camaros, you can't really fit anything but the stock oil pan on them. Now I do have a kind of a custom exhaust that I built. I can probably make some modifications so we can fit one down there. A lot of work though. Just got back. We're up to temp, everything. About 40 psi of oil pressure. It's not bad, about 1,000 RPM. Coolant temp's great, 180 all day long. And it's about 80 something degrees out, so we're good there. Okay, so we are back at the garage now. And I think we answered a little bit today. We know that it's some sort of like oil slosh issue because it doesn't do it in park. However, it almost seemed to get worse than since I added a quart into it. Hopefully I got some good footage this time of it kind of falling off whenever I hit high RPMs while I'm moving. I guess we can look into things like an oil pan if we want to replace that. It's a lot of work to lift this engine up and pull that oil pan though, I'll tell you that. And I don't particularly want to do that again. I could keep adding oil to it, see if that makes a difference, but it didn't seem like adding helped. I don't think taking away would help for the issue of an oil slosh. It doesn't make sense. Gosh, I don't know, guys. Let me know if anyone has a 3rd gen, and if they have the same issue, or if they've solved this issue, or I guess it applies to really any car. But like I said, it's the stock oil pan. I just put a windage tray into it. I measured the pickup tube clearance to the bottom of the pan. Everything is fine there. It's a new oil pump, so no issues with the oil pump. And you guys saw it builds and it holds good pressure whenever it's just running and idling. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna scratch my head on this one for another week and see if I can come up with anything else to try. Let me know what you guys think. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next one.